Boy, did he ever shoot the shot in game number 5. 52 points for Allen Iverson. Amazing shooting effort. Normally not a high percentage scorer. But it was the other players who also shot well. A near flawless game by the 76ers. And how can they possibly improve upon that?
Well, you look at this entire series. Philly's shooting has been outstanding. From the floor, from 3 percentage and point average. Now, when you say that, that's great. Except he's first on the team in assists at 6 a game. He's leading the team in steals with 4, and then as a guard, he's getting 5 rebounds. But the 2 unsung heroes.
The CN Tower here in Toronto. The backdrop here as we bring you tonight's Gatorade starting lineups. Jermaine Jones starting for the 2nd straight game for the injured George Lynch, out for the series at least with a broken foot. And a change in the Raptors lineup. Morris Peterson, who is named to the all-rookie first team today, will start at forward. His first start since game 1 against the New York Knicks with Oakley, Davis, Carter, and Alvin Williams, as we send it over to Craig Sager.
This is Lenny Wilkens' 28th year as a head coach in the NBA, and his passion and competitiveness to bounce back from Wednesday's embarrassing loss is as powerful as ever. Unfortunately, the past 2 days, the papers have been filled with quotes from players disgruntled over playing time in the series. Charles Oakley felt it was demeaning to be asked to go into a game down 26 points in the 4th quarter. Had Wilkens not put him in, he no doubt would have been criticized for giving up. Wilkens is classy and professional. He expects the same from his players. He knows what it takes to win. After all, no coach in the history of the NBA has won more games than Lenny Wilkens. D?
Well, Craig, Larry Brown has been around a long time as well, 28 years as a head coach, and he's put together a few winners as well. Earlier tonight, I was asking him if this team, this experience, reminds him of anything in his past. And he said, you know what? 1988, when he was with Kansas and they won the national championship, he was down to 9 guys with that team, and we know how depleted this Sixer team is with injuries. On the way over to this game, he was saying, gosh, I wonder what if Matt Geiger had stayed healthy, Speedy Claxton, Eric Snow. And then he stopped himself and he said, it's been a great challenge for all of us to elevate our game. And Dick, that's the teacher in Larry Brown talking.
You know, D, no coach has ever led a team to an NCAA championship and an NBA title, and Larry Brown right now is in the best position, be a tall tale. He's got to win this series, win the next series, and then go against, but, you know, he's got a shot here.
Absolutely. Putting Mo Peterson in a starting lineup tonight gives them another shooter. He's been shooting over 60%. Right now, Childs, Williams, and Oakley are all in the mid-30s in this series.
Hugh Evans, Bernie Fryer, and Ronnie Nunn are the officials. Antonio Davis misses the first shot of the game, and it's tipped up and in by Vince Carter.
Well, they need a little bit of that. That's why we brought out the point at the top. They've been losing the battle of the boards, and the key has been the offensive boards. They're a terrific offensive rebounding team. They need some second-chance points.
Already the Raptors, who fell behind 11-0 on Wednesday night, are off to a better start, but Allen Iverson erases that lead.
That was just a beautiful eye contact backdoor. McKee faked the pass, the defender went for it, and a beautiful backdoor move by Iverson.
Got the MVP award and then responded in kind in game number 5. 9 on the shot clock with a minute gone by. Peterson from Davis.
You could see that Peterson was very active. He came from the opposite side of the floor that time. McKee turned his head. It was a beautiful cut by Peterson going without the ball.
Each team has won a game on the other team's home court. So home court has not been invincible as Hill lays it in from Iverson in a very crisp beginning to this game.
Yeah, well, you love that curl, Dick, because every time Iverson comes off that curl, the defender on Hill is going to help out. He'll just step right up for the pass.
Here is Morris Peterson, and Hill getting the rebound. Peterson had 9 points on 4 for 6 shooting in Wednesday's game 5.
There's your early double team to get Iverson to give it up early.
And McKee with a fall away, and that does not drop for him. McKee has been terrific, making his third start since coming in for Eric Snow in a lineup change by Larry Brown. Oakley with the air ball, so the outspoken Charles Oakley appealing for a foul and gets nothing. Here is Tyrone Hill, and he misses the layup.
He elevated too early, Dick. He should have taken one more bounce. He knew that he had a guard chasing him down. All he had to do was take his time on that. In a game like this on the road, you've got to send down strong the easy attempts.
Carter defending against McKee, and it's Alvin Williams on Iverson, who misses the three. Allen Iverson, who is incredible with 8 for 14 shooting from three-point range and 50% in the series. Davis open in the corner hitting, and that's what the Raptors didn't do last Wednesday.
That's a good point. And you can see early on, they're using Davis to draw Mutombo away from the basket. Now, he's had 3 good looks at the rim.
Here's Mutombo, who has a fractured left pinky. It is taped up, but it says does not bother him. Here is Peterson driving in, and defending was Jermaine Jones, and the ball is last touched by the Sixers with 20 on the shot clock.
Yeah, I like that call there because Ronnie Nunn was right on top of that angle. And if you were on the other side of the floor, you might have called a foul in that situation. But that was a good call.
Alvin Williams guarded by Iverson. So the 2 point guards defending each other. Williams stopping his dribble. And the air ball. So the Raptors have fired 2 air balls up in the last minute.
Yeah, and they're the 2 guys who have got to step it up in this game along with Carter. Because both guys can shoot a high percentage. And that's Oakley and Williams.
Iverson drawing the foul. He has no fear for 6 feet, 160 pounds, and will go to the line. Ironically, only went to the line twice in the last game in his 52-point effort.
Well, we know that he's perpetual motion, and he's always going to attack the rim. Now, in Game 5, he just found such a nice, easy flow about it. He stayed in his mid-range game as well as the deep game. An interesting stat for him in this playoff. In this series, he's 17 for 34 in threes, and most coaches will tell you, let him stay in front of him and force him to shoot the long shot. And boy, he is knocking it out.
Maybe that strategy has to change. 1 out of 2. Here's the screen and spot up. Oakley from Antonio Davis, who picked up that last foul on Iverson, but Davis with a couple of good assists early on in this game and a 3-point lead by the Raptors. 3.5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. The Raptors must win to stay alive. McKee in the lane has it stripped away, and the Raptors coming back. So it's Carter with the strip, and driving in is Antonio Davis. And the foul is called, and Jermaine Jones picking up the foul.
I like what I see early for the Raptors. First of all, you're including Antonio Davis. Then, whenever Antonio Davis makes a catch, they are cutting strong from the opposite side, foul line extended, right into the lane area, and they've picked up a couple of easy scores here, and now foul shot attempts. So you like their game plan, and also at the defensive end, we're seeing them, they're quicker to the ball tonight in this first quarter.
Antonio Davis, of course, playing with the strained left tricep, and picked up 2 early fouls in only 29 minutes, and really got a chance to rest in that 33-point blowout on Wednesday.
Well, Lenny liked everything that Antonio gave him in that game. Unfortunately, they were too far down, so he just sat him down. Good point, Dick.
Carter defending against McKee, and McKee driving in, changing hands. And the foul inside. So the 76ers able to penetrate, and Vince Carter picking up the personal foul as the Raptors have outscored the Sixers 6-1 here in a far better start for them in Game 6.
The 2 defenders, the top defenders for Philly, naturally are McKee and Mutombo. They have got to stay in there and give them maximum minutes along with Iverson. So when you're putting pressure on 2 guys like that, they've almost got to play perfect.
Mutombo against the fronting defense puts it through. He had 14 points on Wednesday. His series high was in Game 1 when he had 17. And the Raptors by 3, and Vince Carter. Remember, Vince Carter in Game 3
the screen.
Steal, Peterson.
Yes.
And this crowd is erupting as the Raptors open up an 8-point lead, and Larry Brown wants to talk it over.
Larry is not going to let it get away from him. He's going to call a timeout and try to change the tempo of this game.
A 9-2 run by the Toronto Raptors, who have always seemed to respond when they've been under the gun as they did in the Knicks series. And there is the defensive play by Peterson, who finished it.
Well, it's a nice move by Lenny Wilkens. His hunch paid off. Peterson is making a solid contribution, and their movement at the offensive end is smooth. Now keep an eye on this move right here by Vince Carter. You can see that Mutombo is back here. His man is setting the screen. Well, the defender is going under the screen. Well, watch how Carter just sees that. He steps back and he takes the three. This is so reminiscent of game three, where Carter knocked in all of the threes in that first quarter. You cannot do that. If Mutombo is going to play off, then the man playing Carter must come over the top and force him to put the ball down and chase him into a trap.
Those are Carter's numbers from game number 3, and a very impressive effort. And every time the Raptors, and you know, there's been so much talk and controversy around this team, this club has been oblivious to that. They have won when they've had to win, and they're faced with it tonight. So following the timeout, we'll see how the Sixers respond. Down by 8. Iverson, 3 points in the game. Jermaine Jones, who scored 7 of his 9 in the first quarter on Wednesday, misses his first shot.
Well, you like what's happening because they're trapping Iverson hard and they're forcing the pass. They're not allowing him to split the trap off the dribble.
Here is Peterson for 3, and he's got it. So the rookie from Michigan State giving the Raptors the same kind of effort that Jones did in game 3.
Right on the money. That's exactly right, Dick. And you can see that Mo Peterson, he's only played in 3 of the first 5 games. So it's interesting that he's high energized and you know he's pumped.
45 starts in the regular season as Tyrone Hill on the screen and roll hits his second basket of the game. And if the Sixers get points from Hill, that'll be a bonus. A 12-4 run right now by the Toronto Raptors, and Charles Oakley looking to regain his shooting form. He was 1 for 6 in game 5, and it's an 11-point Toronto lead.
If you're going to allow the dribbler to come over the top with the dribble and then get into the middle of the lane, well, then you need help from the opposite side. And Hill gave it, but could not get back to Oakley.
Iverson from the baseline. Mutombo keeps it alive with the offensive rebound, fights his way in, and the foul is called. And right now, we'd like to welcome those watching in Canada on Sportsnet and watching avidly, we might add, for the big game tonight as the Raptors try to extend it to a 7th game in Philadelphia Sunday. Foul is on Carter, and that's his second personal, so concern there.
Well, you can see, but they're not going to the bench. They're going to allow him to stay out on the floor, hoping that he does not pick up number 3. And a lot of times, star players in this league can do that, and you're just hoping that you do not get a cheap one. Now, I like what we're seeing in Mutombo, Dick. Mutombo early has been very active at the offensive end, and that's a plus because that will open up things for Philly as the game moves on.
Sixers have already missed 2 free throws in this game. They were a perfect 16 for 16 in game 5.
Shooting up over 80 for this series, and like we said, this is the highest at any series or during a regular season that they've shot at the line.
1 out of 2. What's interesting is that the fast break story, which has been owned by the Sixers, Toronto's outscored Philadelphia 6-0 that way.
Well, you can't break when the ball is going through the basket. And you have to force some turnovers.
Peterson trying to get it into Oakley and knocked away. And now the turnover here is Iverson. And like a wide receiver, makes the catch, keeps it in play, falls away. And is fouled. Eric Snow fouling Antonio Davis on a careless foul. Davis clearly had the loose ball.
I like what I'm seeing with not only in their half-court sets, but tonight The Raptors are putting the pressure on Philly. On every miss, they're holding Philly to one shot, and then they're kicking the ball out long, and they're putting the pressure on them before you get the half court.
Toronto is trailing the Knicks in the first round 2-1, and they won Game 5 on the road, so they have come from behind before. 8 on the shot clock, and there is McKee defending Carter, who steps back. Oakley with the offensive rebound, tries to save it, but it goes into the hands of Hill. And here are the Sixers.
They've got an advantage here.
McKee gets the layup. The lead is 8.
Big thing for the Sixers, just relax, get your defensive game together here now. Cut off the offside cutting, and then get rid of these easy baskets. Just peck your way right back into this.
Antonio Davis using a Carter screen, going out to Peterson for 3. Carter tries to keep it alive, and the Sixers with the fast break. Iverson, and they're going to call the charge on Allen Iverson as he rammed into Morris Peterson. That will be his first.
Yeah, Allen thought that he had a lane that time, and he also thought that there might have been a little acting involved. But Ronnie Nunn was only about 5 feet away from that call and right on top of it.
4 minutes remaining in the first quarter as the Raptors coming out strong here in a game that they have to win. Carter leaving it for Alvin Williams, who's hit from the corner. A 2-point field goal, and Lenny Wilkins saying, the one thing I wish is for Alvin Williams to be relaxed. He's been tighter than a drum in the last several games.
Well, Dick, he had a great ending of the second half of the year. A terrific round against the Knicks. Started out strong in this series, but has gone downhill as the shot has been a little tight.
Iverson's three-point attempt over the top as the Raptors shooting 56% to only 42 for Philadelphia. And Iverson starting out 1 for 5, a far cry from the other night.
The game plan so far is working nicely. You're getting Allen that he's not getting to the rim, and you're getting him in some pretty difficult positions on the release of the shot.
Carter posting up against Snow. And here is Davis going in, and the foul is called as Davis trying to go outside to an open shooter, and the foul by Mutombo is his first. The NBA playoffs on TNT continue next week with the Western Conference Finals as the Lakers take on the Spurs in Game 2 of that series. Coverage starts at 8 o'clock Eastern with a pregame show live from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, and Michael Finley will be on hand as our guest. Here's Williams, leaving it for Davis. And Hill does a good job for the rebound.
Antonio Davis had that ticked. The shot was ticked by the defender that time.
And Iverson loses it to Carter, and here are the Raptors on the break again. Peterson
in the corner, Oakley's wide open. Too late.
Iverson picking up, so there's a mismatch. They get it into Oakley, and Oakley throws it away. They had a big chance there.
First of all, Mo Peterson on the break fumbled the pass, Dick, and couldn't get a hold of it. Oakley had a layup. Then, as he dribbled out, Oakley was wide open in the corner, but he couldn't see him. A very frustrating possession.
Raptors leading by 10, Hubie, and it's been a rookie who's given Toronto the shot in the arm.
Yeah, Morris Peterson has been alive. There's that cut from the left side of the floor. Now here, he's an excellent three-point shooter. During the year, he shot at 38%. Now he's been very quick tonight in the passing lane and making things happen. The 7 points are there, and then look what happened with the all-rookie team.
And Peterson is the only one of those rookies still playing, and of course Miller was in the playoffs with Orlando, and that says a lot when the rookie can make the contribution.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very difficult team to get minutes, and he stepped right in and got a number of starts during the course of the year. And then when you say, hey, right shy of 50, Well, what happened at playoff time? After game one, Lenny Wilkens decided in that New York series he wanted more defense. Was I went with Charles Williams and pushed Carter up front. That was the right thing to do at that time to win that series.
And the time right now may be best to bring Peterson back in, as he has done against Jermaine Jones. Here is McKee firing over Williams, and the rebound by Charles Oakley.
Defense has been excellent on all those screens on the baseline. Raptors are doing a great job, Dick, and they're forcing everything long jump shots by Philadelphia.
They lose the ball out of bounds, however, and the second straight time they have turned it over. The Sixers trailing by 10 points in the game. Toronto has Carter on the bench now with 5 points and 2 personal fouls. Coming back, hopefully, from their most lopsided defeat in 6 months. They lost by 36 points to the Hornets back in November. Before they were thrashed by 33 Wednesday. And Iverson with the fall away, getting the basket. He has 5 as Chris Childs comes in for Carter.
That was a difficult shot. The trap man came from underneath, and when he elevated that time, Iverson had to, rearrange that release.
Here is Oakley going to the corner. Alvin Williams for 3.
There you go. That's what he needed. The first one gave him a little confidence. Now he's looking for his 3. He'll play within the offense. He's not going to force anything.
And Iverson running into the lane, drawing another foul, and will go to the line. But the Raptors right now 3 for 4 from 3-point range. The foul is against Alvin Williams. It'll be his first. And Allen Iverson will go to the line.
During the regular season, Allen Iverson gets to the line 10 times a game. In this playoff series, 10 times a game.
Iverson playing all the way thus far, as Rodney Buford coming in for the first time. He was the first player off the bench for the Sixers on Wednesday and scored 5 points in 13 minutes. He is a solid, smooth shooter.
Well, they like his 3-point range. He shot it at over 40 during the season in 13 minutes a game. So, they're looking for some points for him, but they also think that he can match up.
Williams getting the good pass down low, could not convert on the turnaround. And the Sixers down by 10.
There's your trap, see? Smart.
Hill, and Hill is making the Raptors pay for the trap.
Dick, in the game plan, you would rather see that happen because the odds are in your favor that over 48 minutes, the Philadelphia, the other 4 guys, will not shoot a high percentage, and that's what they're banking on.
Hill has 6 points. The reverse lay-in by Alvin Williams. So Williams coming out a lot more sprightly, as you pointed out, with 7 now in the game.
We have seen more change of direction moves by Toronto tonight. They're cutting back door off the dribble, and they're getting great looks, and the passes are on the money, and also from the opposite side of the floor.
Eric Snow is open, and hopefully getting the rebound with nearly a half a minute to go. The Sixers still have 1 foul to give. Williams in the penetration, and it's knocked away by Mutombo, but into the hands of Peterson and Antonio Davis off the rim. And here are the Sixers with a 4-on-1, and Iverson with the scoop shot. Plenty of time for the Raptors to set up that last shot.
Yeah, to slow it down and get a good shot here. They took the foul.
And so that was a 4th team foul. It was Rodney Buford who committed it. And 7.5 on the shot clock for the Toronto Raptors. Iverson will go out of the game and McKee goes in. Allen Iverson tonight has scored 6 points on 2 for 7 shooting.
Larry does not want him to pick up an extra foul right now. Give him a little blow here, plus during the timeout. He'll be back at the beginning of the quarter.
Carter is back. Missed the 3. Mutombo gets the rebound as the horn sounds. But the Toronto Raptors making inroads as both Morris Peterson and Alvin Williams come up with 7 points apiece in the first quarter. Vince Carter with 2 fouls goes to the bench early for him. And after 1, it's the Raptors 27, the Sixers 17. The Air Canada Centre in Toronto rocking inside tonight as the Raptors try to even the series at 3 apiece.
Now keep an eye on this trap on Iverson. Early, they're coming early tonight, see? Now 2 areas are going to open up. Right down here on the baseline, and then also foul line extended. Now, early on in this game, they're giving that shot to Hill or whichever forward makes the catch from that area. That area will be there. As soon as they cut that off, you will see the opening at foul line extended.
And what a difference a game makes. The Sixers with 33 points, 63% shooting, cut in half in points, and virtually the same in shooting as Allen Iverson coming out, having scored 6 points. He and Tyrone Hill lead Philadelphia as we start the second quarter. Jerome Williams, who had some comments about his playing time, has come into the game for the Raptors, and a foul. And Peterson picking it up. It'll be his first.
Anytime that you come out of a huddle and you're going to play a guy running a backdoor for a lob, you're trying not to lose body contact with him. And you could see that's what happened. As Buford ran for the lob, they were looking for a lob, and I'll be darned, they gave him it that he's going to. I'll tell you, he never caught the ball in a shooting position.
Buford making the first free throw, and that's you got a good point there, as they sent Rodney Buford to the line. An interesting note in the first quarter, Charles Oakley, who is not coming off the greatest of games to say the least, had as many rebounds as the entire Sixer team, 8.
Well, I guess what he will do, he will just tell everybody the men are at work here tonight.
Right. Every time Charles Oakley says something, the team comes back and responds. Here is Vince Carter with a 2-point basket, 7 for Carter.
Anytime on that down screen, when that happens now, you've got to be able to either follow, or if you're going to shoot the gap, you shoot the gap hard and try to close it down on him.
Snow left open as the defender went by, and Eric Snow cuts the lead to 8. The Raptors had a lead as much as 11 in that first quarter.
Yeah, you like Eric to get going early if you're a Philadelphia fan. He's struggling with his shot right now, only 37%.
Carter off the screen, hitting again. He's in rhythm from that side.
Yeah, well, that's the same play, Dick. And they just run that down screen. He runs the curl, and Snow is a half a step late. But when you got a guy who can elevate like that, so even if you're with him, it's too late. He's in the air.
Here's Rodney Buford trying to get it inside to Hill. Picked off by Peterson. That's his second sterling defensive effort of this first half.
Yeah, he's playing the passing lanes really well.
Carter going out to Peterson. Childs for 3. And here is Iverson trying to push it up. 3 on 3, and Iverson is fouled by Chris Childs.
Yeah, that was, now I don't say that's a good foul. But what he was doing was, I'm going to have body contact with you, and I'm not going to let you juke and jive me out here. And he just closed it down and banged right into him and took the foul.
76ers responding to Chris Childs' comment earlier that we should sweep this series. And, of course, that became bulletin board material if it means anything. Here is Buford going into Mutombo.
No double.
Hook shot. Peterson.
You have to be impressed, Dick. No second chance points for Philly. That is a very impressive stat, because in games 4 and 5, Philly won that contest.
And Davis open at the top of the key, misses. A 10-point lead for the Toronto Raptors with 2 minutes gone by here in the second quarter, and Iverson inside trying to get a foul or a basket, and Ronnie Nunn blows the whistle.
Yeah, Iverson was really hot. See, he thought he got mugged on the play. The whistle was late, no doubt about it. And then he, gave it a little bit of a Hollywood act at the end as he crossed across the baseline. The whistle came, but he was looking for the contact before. Now, keep an eye on this. Now, once as he makes his move, he thinks that he gets fouled right here. See, he thought, now, Williams didn't get him, but you could see the writing out of the body right there.
And it was Childs with the foul, and Iverson has been jawing at the officials since the start of this game. Ball knocked away by Childs, and the Sixers have 21 seconds to attempt a shot.
Well, Childs is determined that he's going to muscle him around here. There's no doubt about it. Since he's come in the game, he's smacked him now at least 3 or 4 times.
And, of course, the Raptors saw what the Sixers did to Vince Carter in the last game, and they want to respond in kind against the Sixers superstar. Here is Hill working his way in, and a good offensive half for Hill, who has 8 points.
Yeah, he has that nice little jump hook, and he'll move his way in there, and if you get caught behind him, that's a difficult shot to block.
His series high is 8 points, is Hill, and he's matched that. He achieved that twice in the series. Davis leaving it for Jerome Williams to double team on him. Davis knocked away, picking up the loose ball, and Carter off the glass with 11 points, 6 here in the second. 5 for 7 from the field for Vince Carter. The Raptors maintaining that double-digit lead. Iverson tipped up and in by Mutombo. So Iverson penetrating and Mutombo with the points.
That was a lucky break for Philly, mainly because the Toronto rotation guys collided, bumped into one another, and were off balance, allowing Mutombo to get up on the offensive board.
And Bernie Fire is going to call Rodney Buford with the foul coming around the screen, and we'll have a timeout, and Fire giving it back to Buford with 8:44 remaining in the second quarter.
We'd like to show you this little quick curl. The basketball is here, and Vince Carter is on the bottom of the screen. Now, this time as he comes around, the defender looks like he might step up, so Carter makes the catch and step back and shoot over the top of the man who follows. Now just watch as Snow follows him here. He's right on top of him, but the athleticism. See, he just outjumps him, shoots it in his face. Now on the previous play, Snow went under the screen, and all Carter did was step back and shot it once again.
So Vince Carter, trying to respond to Allen Iverson's 52, has 11 points in the game, and all 6 of the Raptors' points thus far in this quarter. So it's Childs with Oakley, Jerome Williams, Vince Carter, and Morris Peterson for the Raptors. 4 on the shot clock. Childs has to go to Carter, better hurry, fires. And Oakley trying to save it and can't. The Raptors very lucky to get even a shot off before the 24-second clock.
Now the Raptors are doing a good job in keeping Mutombo busy, and Antonio Davis setting screens up at the top of the circle, foul line extended. That keeps it all bad turnover.
As Hill inbounding thought that McKee was going to go one way, he went the other, and now the Raptors will get it in midcourt, and it only fuels the enthusiasm of the fans even more.
One thing you try not to do not extend the pass by going under the board. See, under the board, what you do is you cut away a lob pass. You can't throw a lob pass or you'd hit the backboard.
The Key's third turnover of the game. Oakley wide open. Charles Oakley, who has 8 rebounds, now with 6 points on 3 for 4 shooting, so he's come out tonight.
Everything that they're running at the offensive end, they're taking their time, they're getting excellent screens, the passes are on the money, and they're shooting a high percentage.
And coming out to bump Iverson to Carter trying to defend. Here's Buford. Great pass to Hill. Blocked by Oakley. Oakley on the block. And the Raptors coming back. Open in rhythm is Peterson. A 2-pointer. But the Raptors now have opened up their biggest lead of the game, 12. And Morris Peterson responding big with 9.
Yeah, their defense has been terrific. Not only on the track, they're forcing Iverson to give it up, but they're getting to the other people.
And Buford missing the slam on Iverson's miss, and traveling is called. So things are not quite as rosy for the Sixers as they were Wednesday as we send it to Craig Sager.
Well, at the beginning of the show, we mentioned Charles Oakley had gone to the papers criticizing Lenny Wilkens over being inserted in the game down 26. Well, Lenny refused to talk back in the media. However, I'll tell you what he did say in the locker room. He pointed out to Charles Oakley and the rest of the team that they came back from a 20-point deficit against Philadelphia in January. He also told Charles Oakley it's not what is said, but what is done, and challenged him tonight. And obviously, Oakley's come up big.
Hey, with 11 minutes to go in the game, your job is to go in the game when the coach talks to you.
Carter coming back with a 3, and now they signal a 2-point basket, but Carter with 14 points in the game, and Mutombo and Oakley and they've got to separate some of the players.
Well, Snow is upset because he thought that when he called timeout that Jerome Williams got a piece of him as he was down on the floor. And that's what he did not like.
A three-pointer by Vince Carter. He's got 14 points and another hot three-point shooting game developing.
Now keep an eye. You're going to see a nice move here. This is just, good basketball. What you do is you level the defender off and then you step back on him, but you must be able to elevate. This is just a great move. Watch, you see, he gives you the jab step as the defender steps back. He repositions himself and gives himself a great look at the basket.
So Carter starts out 6 for 9, including a couple of threes. And Allen Iverson on the other hand, and remember he sprained a thumb, but it was his left hand in the last game, is 2 for 10 in the game, and Allen Iverson with 6.
We only have 7 minutes left here in this first half, and we're looking at 25 points for the Sixers. No second shot points. No fast break points because they can't turn them over, and they can't get out on the break because they're shooting a high percentage. Everything is going well, and their rotation in the defense has been excellent.
Mutombo hitting the jumper finally.
Big fella.
7 points for Dikembe Mutombo. And the Raptors lead is 13. It's been all Toronto here as the Sixers never have led, as the Raptors trying to win here at home and force the 7th game Sunday at Philadelphia. Jerome Williams going strong to the basket. Mutombo got a piece of it, but let's see if Mutombo got a piece of Williams as well. Foul called against Dikembe, his second.
Yeah, he caught him riding him in. Now the shot block was good, except the body. He caught him high before the shot block. Bernie Fire was all over that call, had to whistle early.
So Vince Carter with 14 points, leading the way for the Raptors, who are getting a lot of help from Morris Peterson, installed in the lineup for the first time as a starter since game 1 against the New York Knicks. He has 9. And Williams making good on the first free throw.
In this first half, Dick, you and I, this is our 4th game of this series. This is the most movement that we have seen at the offensive end in their set by the Raptors, and it's giving them nothing. They're being rewarded by high percentage shots. They're getting fouled. They're getting to the line. They look great.
Well, they're playing tonight the way the Sixers played Wednesday.
Yes, indeed.
Lead is 15, matching the biggest for Toronto.
See, there's your trap again. See, they're doing terrific. They're forcing him to give it up.
Jermaine Jones checking in. McKee with 3 on the shot clock hits a tough shot from the baseline.
That's what we said earlier. Hey, they'll live with that. They'll live with all that. Hey, we'll rotate out on you. You other 4 guys are going to have to beat us. We're not going to give him 30 to 35 shots tonight.
They'll let Hill and McKee beat him.
That's right.
As long as that number 3 guy doesn't. Jerome Williams fall away. Mutombo with the rebound.
He's doing a terrific job, Mutombo.
7 boards. Here is the hop step by Iverson, and McKee hitting from the other baseline. So 2 in a row by Aaron McKee, who has gone up the ladder. 17, 18, and 19 points in the last 3 games.
He's been very solid. And when you realize that he plays the point, he plays the small forward, he defends the best guy. He's a very adaptable player, and it was. I'm so happy for him that he won that 6-man award. Very deserving.
3 major awards already corralled by the Sixers. Here's Peterson, who's left open. And at the shot clock buzzer, Peterson now with 11.
Peterson says, this reminds me of the NCAA tournament. He says, I'm on fire.
And the Spartans were.
Oh, he's playing great here.
They won the title. So Toronto with 16 assists on 18 baskets. That's pretty impressive.
Well, they are the 3rd leading team in assists in the league, and they've been able to get the assist. Watch out here.
Pass, and McKee tried to foul Carter and could not.
Yeah, I'm glad that was a no call. I'm glad they let it go and let him go all the way and excite the crowd, dunk it through. They deserve it. They're playing the passing lane so well.
Carter has 11 of his 16 here in this quarter on 5 for 6 shooting. And Chris Childs with another foul. He did not start tonight, giving way to Peterson coming off the bench, playing physical defense, but picks up his third.
Yeah, this is just a nice explosive overplay, and then the finish at the other end. We're seeing now a little bit of disharmony with the Philadelphia team, because on these traps, the guys are rotating or they're not rotating, and the passer is having difficulty finding three people.
Well, so far this game is following the blueprint of Game 3 after Allen Iverson had his 54 in Game 2. Carter came out. Vince did with 50 points, hitting 9 threes. He has 16 right now with 2 threes and a much better performance as you look at the comparison of the two prolific scorers.
Iverson has had very few good looks at the rim. Every time that he's going for a shot attempt, he's leaning, and he's leaning deep, and the angle of the shot is distorted, and that's, I think, what's giving him a hard time tonight, Dick.
He's scoreless in the last 9 minutes. Alvin Williams back into the game, back defending Iverson. But we've seen a lot of the trap three-point attempt missing by McKee. As Hill knocks it out of bounds, the Raptors will get the ball.
Whenever you shoot a tough percentage like Philly is going by right now, you know that there are a lot of chances because there's so many misses. And that's what you have to be impressed about tonight. They have come out tonight and they're taking care of that defensive board.
Nick Stockton, Hubie Brown, Craig Sager, and D. Lynam with you. Game 6 here at the Air Canada Center in Toronto, where the Raptors have led all the way and playing very impressively. And a runner by Alvin Williams, who's looking a lot relaxed tonight, has 9 points.
He has stepped up. He's making his points. Oakley's boarding. The right guys are stepping up to help. And then putting Mo Peterson into the starting lineup, a major move and it's paid off.
Biggest lead of the game for Toronto, 17. Jermaine Jones out to Snow. Hill fighting for the rebound, and a loose ball foul called against the 76ers. And that'll be against Hill, his first foul. Frustrating game thus far for Larry Brown, who would like to wrap it up, you know, and instead of, I know you've got the home court advantage, but you know, in one game, anything can happen.
The pressure of a 7th game. You have no idea how anyone is going to react to that. And you know yourself that they're a team that feels that they can win on the road, meaning Toronto. They had already won down in Philadelphia.
On the tip ball, 3-on-2, Iverson with the finger roll.
Second one he's missed, Dick. Second one.
Sixers get it back. Snow hands off to Hill and gets the basket. 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Philly plays in such quick spurts. We know that if it doesn't happen now in the second half, they'll make a quick run because of their great defense.
Antonio Davis, who has scored 4 points. And the rebound taken down by Hill. That's 4 rebounds for Hill, who has 10 points. He has his series high with 10. Here is McKee. Carter picks him up. McKee on the return pass. Oakley and Hill fight for it out of bounds. Last touch by Philadelphia.
When you say, well, what happens when they trap Iverson? Iverson makes the pass out of the trap. Well, someone should be open. What you're seeing Toronto rotate better than in any game in this series.
I want to know whether Charles finally gets it done. And then walking around in Toronto today, I know you saw everyone was predicting whether he was going to do it or not.
He would do it.
That's right.
The bellman, the guys at the door, right, getting into the car.
Concierge,
there you go.
The hotel.
We're all betting on you, Charles.
Of course he's going to make it. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the half.
Oh, yes.
Carter with a 2 has 18 points on the 8 for 11 shooting. So again, Vince Carter responding.
It's that down screen on the left side. He's reading it well. He's taking the catch, and he's just elevating right up over the defender.
Under 2 minutes to go in the half. And the trap on Iverson. Here's Kevin Ollie into the game for the first time. He has seen plenty of minutes since game 2. And Hill, at the shot clock buzzer, Mutombo very nearly tipped it in.
Well, you love the Raptors' defensive rotations. They look great tonight.
And Antonio Davis fighting his way in, gets the offensive rebound and foul. Great hustle by Davis. Remember, he's playing with that injured left arm and fighting his way against Mutombo, and still on the deck after the hard foul. But what great effort by Davis. Has had a terrific playoff. That'll be Mutombo's 3rd personal foul, and he'll leave the game, replaced by Todd McCullough.
That was a great move by Antonio Davis. He hung with the first miss, and he fought it in there in the congested area, and he just exploded right on up. See, there's your first miss. Now he outmaneuvers Mutombo. He gathers himself, see, and he goes strong. You know he's going. Everyone wants a hard foul here, you know, and they would like it to be a technical. You're not going to get that. Mutombo's a defensive player of the year. He's won the award 4 times. Plus, he's right there in shot blocking, so the referees are going to honor that.
That's why they got him in the trade with the Atlanta Hawks. The biggest lead of the game established by the Raptors. 19 points with a minute and a half remaining. Raptors shooting 54%. The Sixers 39%. Hill setting the screen for McKee. The double leaving Hill open, and he hits.
That's been open the entire series for both teams. Anytime that they run a screen and spot up from the wing, when that screener rotates down for that 10 to 12-foot baseline shot, he's open. Both ends of the court.
So the 2 personals by Carter not to factor, and once again a mess up on the perimeter as Carter went one way and Peterson threw it into the crowd.
Yeah, and Carter had his man leaning, and that's why it was a great move. The old story, don't throw the ball, don't guess. You're reading the guy's eyes. You should be looking for the hand.
Here's Iverson, again the trap. Ollie finding McKee, good rotation by Toronto. McKee works his way in, and the follow by McCullough, again going up, and McCullough finally on the 3rd or 4th effort scores.
Yeah, I like that move by Larry. Now get McCullough in there if you're going to give Mutombo a break, because it means another big body, and he has great hands, soft hands, and he can get you on that offensive glass.
One of 4 Canadians playing in the NBA this year. 8 on the shot clock. Carter going up. Off the rim it goes.
You got plenty of time here now.
And the Raptors making the Sixers work to bring it up and use some of that time. And the foul, and Lenny Wilkins upset over the foul. And with the penalty situation in, that was a frustrating foul for Lenny Wilkins to accept. So McKee will go to the line. The Washington Freedom's Mia Hamm returns to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where she won 4 collegiate national championships. The Freedom take on the Carolina Courage in WUSA Soccer Action Saturday at noon Eastern on TNT.
Lenny Wilkins upset. You never like to give up 2 freebies. Foul a guy in the penalty 30 feet away from the basket.
22nd timeout called by Toronto. A quick 5-0 run, and that last foul by Peterson enabling the Sixers to get 2 before Toronto has 10.5 seconds themselves.
Well, you make this, you're down 13. You've had a horrible half. You're Philadelphia. You've missed at least 4 driving layups that were contested. They were not, easy layups. They were contested, but they should have been gone down as scores. You're losing the battle of your own board. You cannot get any easy points. Then you got to talk to your team. We're not forcing any turnovers. We have nothing out in the open floor. That's not our game. Our game is not a half-court game.
Final seconds of the first half. Alvin Williams driving in for the layup.
Too easy. Too easy. Or you can get something here.
Jermaine Jones, time to fire. It'll count if it goes. And it almost did. But the Toronto Raptors, with a tremendous first half sparked by that man, Vince Carter, who was 6 for 8 shooting in the second quarter and has 18 points. That is our shooting numbers. He has hit 2 threes, and Allen Iverson 2 for 11 from the field. And 6 points as the Raptors lead 54-39. And let's go out now to Craig Sager.
Well, Vince, first quarter starts out, you get 2 fouls. Coach wants to take you out. You say, no, you want to stay in. Second quarter, 6 out of 8. Why did you have so much confidence, and how do you have to adjust your game?
Well, I just had to be smart, not reach. Tough call. They called for my second one, so I thought I was going to keep playing. Going to have to play through that. This is a big game. I don't have time to sit out. And I just feeling confident. I told them if I'm open, I'm going to take a good shot. If not, I'm going to find an open man, and they trust me right now.
Allen Iverson is Alvin Williams' man, but he's the whole team's man. He did not have a field goal in the second quarter. What are you guys doing against him?
Well, we're just trying to send a couple of bodies at him, and if he's going to take it, it's going to be a tough shot.
It's working so far. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. In fact, Iverson has not scored in the last 13 and a half minutes, so it's been a quiet time for him as Vince Carter so far has had the answer for the answer. So it's 54-39 in favor of the Raptors at the half of Game 6. And we welcome you back to Toronto in the province of Ontario here in Canada, where the Raptors responding to try to even this series and looking good as they lead the 76ers 54-39 under the shadow of the CN Tower. Vince Carter with a terrific first half of 18 points, doing it for the Raptors as he did in Game 3, and Allen Iverson looking to get on track with only 6 points. It's been forever since he has scored in this game. As you look at the shooting percentages, no surprise there, and the Raptors passing the ball well, leading in assists and hitting 4 out of 7. Sixers have yet to hit a 3. And you have to go back to the start of the game, Hubie, when Lenny Wilkins made the decision, as we look at the American Express leaderboard and move on, that Morris Peterson starts, and he was hoping Alvin Williams would respond.
Right, and it's nice because they're both playing very comfortably, and they're terrific at the defensive end. Both of them have 11 points. Their rotations after the traps, outstanding. They're right in the face of the Philly shooters. Now, Philly struggling, shooting a poor percentage. Right. Iverson 2 for 11. They're not getting anything out of that small forward position right now. You've got to get them to miss and then get out on the break.
Hubie, let's take a look at the shooting of Vince Carter in the first half.
Well, you have to like it. You know, he's had a terrific half. He's 8 for 12 from the floor. You can see it. And then he's 2 for 3 outside. Now, that foul line area, you see those 3 nice green spots? That's off of that down screen. On the left of the lane, you like the fact that he's going strong to the basket. He's been involved in a couple of second shot attempts.
And you remember in the last game, he was manhandled to some extent, and then the inadvertent hit knocked him out of the game in the fourth quarter by Mutombo. But he has come back big here as we get underway in the third. McKee shooting over Carter gets the Sixers off on the right foot.
Now, that's what you like to see. Like we keep selling you, that's great. But can the other 4 players continue shooting a high percentage for 24 minutes in the second half? The defense at the Philly end must get them out of this.
Well, it's a 13-point game now. Carter on a runner hits. So Carter, who was 6 of 8 in the second quarter, continues the hot hand now with 20 points.
Well, this is the guy who in games 1, 2, and 3 averaged 38 points. He's looking smooth.
McKee, Mutombo keeps it alive with the offensive rebound. McKee will shoot the 3, and he was open. Someone did not cover him.
Yeah, that's what we say about trapping. The trapping looks good. You get a big lead. Now, do your guys lose their intensity? Do they lose their focus? They've got to regroup here right now and get to the second pass.
That was the first three-pointer by the 76ers tonight. Here is Charles Oakley trying to drive the lane, and he is fouled by Tyrone Hill as we check in with D. Lineup.
Well, Dick, Larry Brown used the word frantic when describing his offense in the first half. He said, with just poor execution. Yes, they were coming with the double team, but we were just totally unorganized. And at the defensive end, we were letting them catch the ball. So it all comes down, Dick, to better execution at both ends of the floor if they're going to get back in.
Well, D, they better do a better job because Carter was able to catch the ball and fire and hit the three.
See, there's that down screen again. What he is doing, he's not curling off that screen. He's extending and going straight out, and he's catching the pass. The defender is too far off of the man.
23 for Vince Carter. He's hit 3 threes tonight. Allen Iverson still coming up empty, and he is 2 for 12 from the field. A 15-point lead, and Carter again with the three. Not this time. The rebound by Aaron McKee. And Iverson driving in is fouled. It has been a long while since he has scored, and will get an opportunity to break that drought. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, it should be mentioned the first half, the key defensively for Toronto was trapping Iverson and also putting pressure on Aaron McKee, so when Iverson did get the ball, he was out of position or off balance. Now, Lenny Wilkens expects an adjustment by Philadelphia. He expects the ball to be in Iverson's hands more, possibly even as a point guard, so that he can take his man off the dribble. In that case, they're going to double team him. As soon as he puts the ball on the floor, it will come from the closest man on the court. Dick?
All right, thank you for the insight, Craig, from Lenny Wilkens. And after Oakley picked up the foul, Allen Iverson's first points in 15 and a half minutes of the game.
And when you play Philly, you cannot fall asleep because they're so quick in getting points. You're all of a sudden, they got 2 or 3 field goals on you, and you're on a 6-0 slide because of either missed shots or quick turnovers.
Here's Iverson for 3, and he's got it. So Allen Iverson has cut what was a 19-point lead to 10, and his first three-pointer.
Now the big question is, when do you call a timeout? There you go. Lenny Wilkens is calling it now, 9-0. Good point by you, Dick, because see, all coaches have a clock in their head when they'll call that timeout, whether it's a road game, whether it's a home game, first half, second half. And right now, Lenny wants to regroup his guys. You're Philly, you are happy, real happy. You got it to 10, and we have not played 3 minutes of this third quarter.
And that is a charm for Larry Brown, because sure, he told his team, as many coaches do, as I've listened to you, if he can get it to single digits going into the fourth quarter, then you've got a good chance.
Absolutely, and they're such a good road team to begin with. They had the #1 road record in the league during the season.
So the timeout called by Lenny Wilkens, spinning is Carter against Mutombo, the big giant. He scores anyway.
That's Carter at his best, because he not only gives you the great dribble and then the quick reverse move, and then the acrobatic shot release.
25 for Vince Carter. Here is Iverson on the run from McKee, and Iverson starting to get it going. Now has 13 points, 7 here in the third quarter.
One thing you know about Allen, he is not going to slow down. He's going to give you that same intense movement for 48.
Carter comes up empty on the 3. Iverson pushing, going for another 3, and this is way off the mark, but the Sixers get it back as the ball bounds out to midcourt. 10-point lead, and Philadelphia can cut it to single digits. Iverson and Williams scrapping, and it's last touched by Toronto with 9 on the shot clock.
It's always easy to say after the trap, the 4 guys should have an advantage, and they'll just move to their spots. But when the defense is as quick tonight as the Raptors have been, they are taking away that first pass out of the trap shot.
McKee from the corner, so McKee and Iverson
here they come.
Have all 14 points by the 76ers, and it's an 8-point game.
You knew it would happen. That's how they play. They're in your face all night.
Williams with the jumper hits. So that stops the bleeding momentarily. 13 for Alvin Williams. He's hot tonight, hitting 6 of 9 from the field. So again, a 10-point lead as the Sixers very much in this one. The pass by Hill in a crowd, kicked off, and the Raptors with Williams, Carter, Oakley, Davis, and Peterson. Davis open at the foul line.
Once again, the cutter from the opposite side of the floor. They brought Davis in. The reason Mutombo was underneath the basket looking for a drive and a possible trap.
Sixers clinched the first round at Indiana in Game 4. And talk about hard fouls. Mutombo fouled by Charles Oakley. Larry Brown saying no way as he gets off the bench.
Well, now the referees are conferring right now with one another to make a decision here. Yeah, they're going to call
Flagrant foul.
Right. They're going to give him the 2 and the ball on the wing.
Costly foul that time.
Well, that was just a nice move by Iverson because he gave it up, and you've got to start looking for Mutombo. Watch Mutombo rolling. See, through this whole series, that's where he could be. He's been open on all the rolls. Unfortunately, he never receives a pass. Now, you can see right there, Antonio Davis just say, hey, he went for the ball that time. Well, it depends upon your angle, whether you thought that he tried to foul him hard or did he go for the ball. Well, in my opinion, I thought that he was reaching for the shot block. Unfortunately, he's a big man, and he hit a big man.
Oakley with the second personal foul, and on the flagrant, as you mentioned, the free throws and the ball.
See, it's such a tough call for referees today. You know, in the 70s and 80s, that would be a 2-shot foul. Go to the line, it's a hard foul. Today, with all of this, you know, we're going to call a flagrant foul. Did he go for the ball, or did he go to hurt the man? You can see he went for the shot that time. He went strong, he tried to get it. But you remember, Mutombo 7'2" with a long reach. He was just up over the top.
So the lead is 10. The Sixers have gotten it down to 8 here in this third quarter. Snow into the corner, and Tyrone Hill unable to hit the jumper. Raptors trying to weather this Philadelphia storm in the first half of this third quarter. Hill playing Oakland tight. Oakley tight, and Williams off the screen. It was a 3-point attempt. McKee scrapping up ahead to Iverson. To Hill, and the foul. Peterson and Alvin Williams converging on Tyrone Hill. So once again, a Sixer front court player hitting the floor, and
they're giving another.
Yeah, another flagrant foul. That's 2. They don't want anything to get started here.
Now look to the right of your screen right here. Now here he goes. He's going up strong. Now you can see the first guy went right through and got the shot block. The second guy goes right up over the top of the back. Now if that's the one that you're calling to be the intention, well, that could possibly be because you're saying the ball was already blocked, and then you're getting the continuation over the back.
Alvin Williams with the flagrant foul, and it looks like the officials want to nip anything in the bud right now and not see anything get out of hand. Hill, to the cheers of the crowd, misses the first free throw. 1 out of 2, and it is a 9-point game, and the Sixers get the ball out of bounds.
Now watch on this rotation. The man underneath gets the block. Now you're going to see it right there. See, he hit the ball right out of there. Now Peterson coming from the rear is the one that gets the collision. Now, do you penalize the man underneath for getting a clean shot block on that, or do you say, well, he got the block, but the body came in there? Now, that's such a hard call to give him 2 and the ball on the side, okay?
And welcome back to the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown, Craig Sager, and D. Lynham, and 2 flagrant fouls called against the Toronto Raptors. And the Sixers making a run here in this third quarter. They were trailing by as many as 19 in the second quarter. They're down by 9 and have the ball after this timeout.
Now, the Sixers, the pressure is on them to continue this type of aggressiveness. Now, without having a low and allowing Toronto back. Now, you have to really, really be tough and apply the defensive pressure like you have in the first 5 minutes of this quarter.
Closest the Sixers have gotten. They were down by 8, 61-53. Eric Snow with the basket, and now it is an 8-point lead. 7 make it. The 7, this is the closest they've been.
They're just doing good movement. And the key is that Iverson is giving the ball up early, and the defenders are not getting a chance to rotate.
And this crowd a little anxious now as Carter puts it up. And no basket, the foul before the shot. And this game right now is the closest it's been since early on when it was 13-7. Toronto, the Sixers have never led as McKee commits the foul on Carter.
Now this is good playoff basketball. This is what you expect to see in the second round. Teams down, forging, making a run. That's why you're in the second round, because you have talent and you have guys who can play defense.
Raptors will have 7 seconds to attempt a shot. So now the onus is on Toronto to see if they can quell this Philadelphia rally and steady the ship. Trying to force a 7th and deciding game Sunday. Carter, Mutombo in front of him, and the Raptors get it back. No foul, and Antonio Davis wide open in the corner.
There's no reason for that. They stayed underneath the rim, and there was no reaction because Davis just walked out to that area, and give Oakley a lot of credit. He could have forced the shot, put it right back in that open spot.
So 10 for Antonio Davis, and Oakley coming up big in this game. Iverson with the 3, misses. Hill with the rebound. So the Sixers again getting extra shots as they did in the last 2 games.
Well, they've given them life. Here's that spot.
Snow, fake to pass and hit the shot, and it's been there for him. Eric Snow, and it's again a 7-point game.
See, now, if you do not give him that spot on the baseline, Dick, when you trap him, you're going to give them the spot on the opposite end of that foul line.
And driving in, and another hard foul. And hitting the floor is Antonio Davis, who is sandwiched between 2 defenders. Remember, he's got that strained tricep, and now the Raptors are looking for a flagrant foul, but they're not going to get it.
Yeah, this is going to happen every time that a shot blocker goes after you. Now, just keep an eye on this. You're going to see a good, strong shot block. They had it by both guys, not only Hill, but also Mutombo. And then the body contact. But they're going strictly for the, look at this. See, they're going for the block all the way.
Hill with his 3rd foul, and Davis, who is shaken up on the play, and seemed to be holding on to with a right elbow.
This young man has just had a wonderful year. Career highs in points, rebound, and shot blocking. Steps into the playoffs, increases his scoring by 3 to 16 a game, increases his rebounding to 12. He is just doing a magnificent job. Now, with that strained tricep, we know he's in a lot of pain because every time you use that arm to hold off a Mutombo, you get a shooting sensation. And he's giving them everything he has.
He played for Larry Brown when they were in Indiana together, and Larry Brown just marvels over him, appreciates him even though he's on the other team. And Davis responding tonight with 12 points, 6 here in this 3rd quarter. And the lead is 9 for the Raptors. Here's the trap on Iverson.
Now there's your movement out.
Steal by Carter.
Gave it away, see? But that's a spot that was wide open.
Speaking of wide open, Alvin Williams, but he misses. Sixers have made a run here in the 3rd quarter.
It's a nice chess match, Dick. We're seeing it now. We're seeing Philly finally finding their areas that are open.
Mutombo with a turnaround, and Oakley getting the rebound. Charles Oakley playing inspired ball tonight.
Yes, he is. He's in the trenches.
Davis blocked by Mutombo. So Mutombo has averaged nearly 4 blocks a game in this series. That's his 3rd.
Yeah, he looks good. He's been very tough in there, night in and night out.
Iverson, and Carter knocks it away. Carter playing a terrific defensive game.
Carter playing the passing lane, Stick. Off the ball, that one pass away. He's in the lanes and he's getting deflections.
So he has 4 steals with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. Carter stopped by McKee. 6 on the shot clock for the Raptors. Not in good position right now for a shot. They get it in, though, to Davis. Too far under the basket. Cannot make the reverse layup. Sixers down by 9. Nearly 3.5 to go in the 3rd quarter.
They should just take their time here so you can get Allen involved.
5 on the shot clock, and Iverson went up, and the foul is called against Childs. So instead of the held ball or the discontinued, Iverson will go to the line. That's Childs' 4th foul.
When you look at this right here, see, Iverson has nothing. He's trying to get something. Childs is trying to force him to and what did he do? He fouled him on the way up, looking to strip him on a jump shot. Now keep an eye on this. Now just watch as Iverson trying to get space. As he goes up, there it is, right on the elbow. See, a lot of times if you tap under the elbow, it's amazing how many times you get away with that. He was right on top of the elbow. Very obvious the referee was 3 feet away.
Iverson is 6 for 8 from the free throw line, and the 76ers can cut the deficit to 6. This has been a tremendous comeback with still 3:25 remaining in the third. Rodney Buford is coming to the game for the 76ers, and the Raptors now under the gun with Childs at guard, along with Oakley, Carter, Davis, and Williams.
They got to get back to that offside court movement. That was so beneficial for them in that first half.
Carter has 7 here in the third quarter. Oakley with the miss. And here is Eric Snow running it out, leaving Iverson open for the 3. Williams tips it to Oakley. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. 6-point lead for Toronto. At one time they were up by 19. Buford on the foul before the shot on Vince Carter.
The Raptors, who lead by 6, continue to get strong play from Antonio Davis. As Hubie mentioned, he sprained the tricep muscle last weekend, was very doubtful for the game the other day. But tonight, he has played 29 minutes, has played very effective with 12 points and 8 rebounds. The past 2 days, he has been working with this machine. It's called low-energy laser therapy. What happens is these cells are put around the arm, and the cells in your arm then absorb the light and the lead therapy. It's a revolutionary machine available here in Toronto, not yet available in the United States, but he has been using it for the past 2 days. He swears by it. It says it's helped the healing process. And after watching him tonight, I'm not one to argue. Dick,
you're right. There was some people doubt that he could even play after that.
You know what you have to have along with that machine? A big heart. And that's what this young man has.
Carter off balance, missing, so the Sixers, who are shooting 50% here in the quarter, and the Raptors, who are about 36%. It's a 6-point game, and cause for concern here in Toronto as the 76ers, as Rodney Buford with a wild shot off the side of the backboard. Carter, by the way, only 3 of 8 shooting in the third.
Jermaine Jones and Buford are Valentine right now. They're shut out at that position. Larry's just trying to buy some minutes here right now by using Buford.
9 on the shot clock, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Carter, acrobatic move.
Give it up. You got a break here if you can get it out.
Well, the Raptors have scored only 2 points without a basket in the last 4 minutes. It is still a 6-point game, as this game has been locked on 69-63 for a couple of minutes. Hill with the fake on Oakley. Snow gets it. Buford for 3. It's a big one.
That's the one they needed. How about Snow? They gave him that ball at the foul line. He could have forced up a jumper. He went right to Buford. He played to his confidence. Now the young man has got a hoop. Now you're looking for him maybe to get you another one the next couple minutes here.
He had his only 3-point attempt on Wednesday. Childs doesn't go, and Carter is there for the rebound. And Davis was in there, and the Raptors coming up empty. And now it's a 3-point game as we wind down to a minute to go. And the pass to Tyrone Hill knocked away, and a 3-on-3. And here is Antonio Davis, blocked by Mutombo. That's his 5th of the game. And a 2-on-1, Buford from Iverson. And Hill can't convert. And the Sixers could have come within 1 point, but with 45.8, The Raptors get the ball out of bounds.
Now, Mutombo played big at the defensive end. Philly just misused that fast break. Come on, they just had 2 excellent shots inside of 4 feet.
But this is the closest the 76ers have come since 6-5 early in the game. And Buford fouling Carter, who was looking for the entry pass, and the Raptors a drought for 5 minutes plus.
Now that was just tough defense by Buford. Buford was gambling, trying to get on the top side, not allowing Vince to post up. And you got to do that if you're Buford. You cannot play behind Carter. Right?
And Carter now 1 out of 2 from the free throw line.
You'd like to see them post Carter, bring him down into that area, and let him work against Buford in low.
Allen Iverson now with 18 points, 12 in this quarter, and Philadelphia down by only 2. There's the scoring differential between the 2 big guns, and playing for the last shot of this third quarter.
Did the little man step up this quarter?
The Raptors and their fans stunned, and the Sixers with a tremendous poise here in the third. Carter off balance, Davis with the follow, and the rebound by Hill as time runs out. So the Toronto Raptors held to only 3 points, no field goals in the last 6 minutes of this third quarter.
The defense by Philly suffocating. The defensive rebounding outstanding by Hill and Mutombo, and then Iverson coming to life and everyone else feeding off that energy.
Sixers can see the big comeback and maybe ending it tonight. They trail by 2 after 3.
Just keep an eye on this. Now watch how they try to trap him. See, they go to step out, he splits the trap. And you say, well, where has the trap been? Well, if you think about it, the majority of the Sixer points in this quarter are in the transition game. And it's difficult to trap him in transition. In the first half, you're shooting a high percentage. Your defense gets back. You set up, and now they come down the floor, and you're playing against their half-court sets. Everyone knows where he's going to be, and you get your traps. But can you keep that up for 48 minutes? That's what we said through that first half. It takes a lot out of you getting to him, and his energy never drops off.
That's right. They can outlast teams with his energy. And there is Jerome Williams driving. Great block that time by Mutombo. That's 6 in the game for Dikembe. 76ers looking to tie the game. A 3 would give them the lead, and McKee cannot convert. Philadelphia, which has never led tonight, misses a chance to take the lead, but they're down by 2, and their energy still is full force. Morris Peterson comes back and hits a 3. Where has he been?
That's absolutely right. Where has he been? They finally got him back in there and got him a shot. The young man has just put together a great game. He's now 6 for 9 from the floor.
And a 5-point lead. And here is Tyrone Hill, who had a big offensive first half.
Philly's got to be careful right now. If they score right now and they take this up to a 7-pointer.
Peterson hits another 3. And Larry Brown will talk it over. So Morris Peterson installed as a starter tonight and responding. Scoreless in the third as hit back-to-back threes. And the Raptors a lead again by 8.
Excellent timeout by Larry Brown. And then how about this young man? This young man is just playing. He is right at the top of his game in a game that his team needed him. And when you remember that he has not played in 2 of the games, for him to step in and play at this level is a great credit to his work ethic and also the fact of accepting this type of game pressure.
And the former Spartan named to the all-rookie first team in the NBA, showing why he was a natural selection.
Good timeout by Larry Brown. Regroup. Yeah, you would prefer that would have been a 2. But instead, right now, you look up at the clock, you're only 8 down. Your guys now have got to fire up for the next 2 minutes and get it right back to 5.
Sixers have hit, or I should say Raptors, 7 of 10 from 3-point territory.
Well, we know that's their strong suit. That in this series, that's where they've been picking up the extra points.
Aaron McKee with a basket inside now with 17 points, one behind Iverson's 18. Childs with Davis, Peterson, Jerome Williams, and Vince Carter. And Carter hitting a two. Carter now with 29, and now they say it is a three-point basket. He is 4 of 7 from 3. And Iverson on the drive. And the last basket was a two-point basket by Vince Carter.
Now keep an eye on him. You see, he's putting the pressure on the defender. Hill was playing Jerome Williams. As he comes over the top, Jerome Williams picked off his man. And then he reads the defender so well. And because of the great range that he possesses, he just takes that dribble step back. And once he elevates, it does not matter that a forward or a center is coming out on him. He's up over the top of you on that release.
Alvin Williams in for the Raptors. Todd McCullough replaces Dikembe Mutombo for the Sixers. Mutombo with 6 block shots in the game. A little more than 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. McKee battled for the loose ball, and it comes out to McKee.
Wow.
In a forest of giants, Aaron McKee comes up with the ball and the basket.
Aaron misses the shot, goes right against the 2 white shirts, digs the ball out, and still right up in their face. Larry's trying to buy some time from Mutombo to get a break here.
And Davis going up against McCullough. He gets the basket and is fouled.
Yeah. Good call by Lenny Wilkens and the coaching staff. As soon as Philly scored, they made the call. Go to Davis on the step out. Let him take McCullough off the dribble. See, turn and face. Anytime you got a guy with slow foot quickness, take him strong. You don't have to go a fadeaway jump shot. Take him to the hole and hope that you can get a three-point attempt. And that's what you got right here.
Another double-double effort for Davis. All but 2 playoff games for Antonio Davis, who tonight has 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 of 7 from the line. Here is Iverson. McCullough with the tip-in on the miss.
Now, see, the big fella, he does that so well. Yeah, he plays the ball. He has a nose for the ball, even though Iverson missed that shot. See, McCullough has such great soft hand stick. He can follow up, make the catch, and then make something good happen for you.
It's a 7-point Raptor lead. 7 on the shot clock. Williams falls down, and they're trying to tie him up, but Carter gets it away. Davis will fire and hit.
Big.
So Antonio Davis trying to thwart the 76ers bid here in the fourth.
Good hustle that time to get that loose ball. Iverson was right in the pack there trying to get it. But how about the fact that they find Davis? See, that's such a big man, knowing his strength in this series. Step out and look for that 15-footer.
Iverson with the runner, and Davis gets the rebound. He has 11 boards in the game.
Well, you can see the big fella's just a wee bit tired. He's trying to grab a breath of air.
Here's Peterson. Not this time, as it scrapes the front of the rim.
Good call.
And the holding foul called Allen Iverson with his second foul. Timeout. The Raptors may have withstood this blast from the Sixers.
We told you earlier, we know that he plays with a lot of pain with this. Lenny Wilkens was hoping to get 30 to 35 minutes. Well, he's getting more than that. Plus, he's giving you 17 points and 12 boards.
Here is Carter with the drive. Nifty move by Vince Carter, who has 30 points on 13 for 25 shooting.
Vince Carter has answered the bell tonight with a sledgehammer. That was just a big-time move.
Just as he did in Game 3 after Iverson's big outing. Jermaine Jones with the follow, and the lead is again 9.
You're still in good striking distance. 7.5 minutes, a lot can happen.
Sixers have outscored the Raptors 24-5 in second chance points, but they trail by 9. Iverson looking for the steal. He went from one side of the court to the other.
Very good, Dick. He was on the initial trap on the opposite side, on the sideline, and almost intercepted that ball. That's why he led the league in steals, and in this series, he's averaging 4 steals a game.
Here's Carter using a screen from Davis, and Mutombo back in the game. Larry Brown giving him a rest because he'll be in there to the end.
Yeah, he needed the blow. That was a good time for Larry, and McCullough did a nice job.
9-point lead, and the Sixers looking to make inroads again. They already did once tonight. Iverson missing, so Allen Iverson, who had 18 after 3 quarters, still has not scored in the 4th. Alvin Williams with the jumper, and the Raptors seem to have survived Philadelphia's threat.
You just have to love the contribution tonight by Alvin Williams. He's back in his game, along with Mo Peterson. Both guys have stepped up, and then their superstar really answered the bell. Vince Carter. He has Jerome Williams at the center position, either he or Oakley, and they are giving a blow to Antonio Davis.
Peterson looking for Carter, posting up against McKee. How quick was that?
Wow, that's there. We know that. I mean, none of these guys at small forward can play Vince Carter, coming on a screen across the lane or coming from the foul line down. They can get that anytime they want a basket.
32 points for Vince Carter. Iverson in the lane, rebound by Peterson. Well, this crowd, which had been silenced by a tremendous run by the Sixers, they cut what had been a 19-point first half lead to 2 after 3 quarters, and the Raptors have certainly settled, and the fans back into this game. Here is Carter. That's a 2-point basket, 34 in the game for what is the all-time record crowd in Toronto for NBA basketball. 20,499, a new record here at Air Canada Center. Here's Snow, open. And the rebound by Jerome Williams, but a Sixer foul called. Mutombo.
Yeah, he got him on a loose ball. The ball did not drop. And this is what happens when you make up such a major amount of points, going from 18 down to 2. Then you know a good team is going to make a run. They negated the first run, but then the second run is what's blowing it open here.
Mutombo out to meet Oakley, coming all the way out, and Carter with a 3-point attempt, but kept alive by Morris Peterson. He has been key tonight. Very big factor in the Raptors' effort. Very poised, and here is Oakley. Allen Iverson trapped, trying to get the free shooter. Jermaine Jones from the corner doesn't make it. The rebound by Carter. 5 rebounds for Carter. Iverson has 20, and Carter has 34 in that duel.
Big thing right now is take your time, run your stuff. Get some good high percentage shots now.
Closing in on 4 minutes remaining as the Raptors can sense sending this series to a Game 7. Carter hits the three, 37 points. And 4 for 8 on threes for Vince Carter.
Great ball movement. Great ball movement. Very unselfish.
And it's an 18-point lead. So the Raptors have answered the 76ers thrust and have come back big in their own right. The 3-point attempt missed by Snow. And Toronto has weathered it, and the 76ers, who are looking to win this on the road, as they did in the clinching game against Indiana in the first round, unable to do it, and they'll have to go back home to do it, and the Raptors confident on the road themselves. Carter changed hands and banked it in.
You and I have been talking about that move throughout this entire series. There's nobody here who can guard him coming from the other side of the floor off of the screen.
And the bump foul is Vince Carter fouls Allen Iverson. the biggest lead of the game right now. So here are the 76ers giving the Raptors a scare in the third quarter, and now Toronto has its biggest lead of the game of 20.
Well, you got to give them all the credit. They've answered it. Their star player has stepped up once it got to 2. And Carter right now has 13 points in this quarter. And that's when your big guys have got to step up and shoot the big percentage for you. And then the rest of the fellas feed off of that energy, and everybody gets into the movement.
So it may not be 50 for Carter. He's got 39 right now. But he did respond the way he did in Game 3. Morris Peterson, and the lineup change made by Lenny Wilkens worked in New York. When Peterson went out, it worked when he went back in this game. Steal on the turnover, more than a steal for Toronto, under 3 minutes to go. And the Raptors avoiding elimination tonight. Oakley gets it inside to Jerome Williams, gets it back, and cannot score. And Alvin Williams takes the ball away from Aaron McKee.
Smart play, just back it out. You have enough points right now. Big thing is to run some clock. Run some clock, take your time, move the basketball, and there it is.
Oakley from Childs, a bullet pass. No basket and the foul. Iverson is on the bench right now with a 20-point game following his 52-point effort on Wednesday. It's Morris Peterson being worked on. And Vince Carter going out of the game. Again, for the second time in the series, he had an answer for the answer. 39 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 50% from 3.
Stepped up big and really led his team. And then down in this fourth quarter, made some great acrobatic moves and made the shot look very easy. But that's why he has all of this incredible talent, and you're just waiting for it to explode. You want it to happen every single night at playoff time.
Let's not forget the 4 steals, so he did it as well on the other side. And so now we'll see what happens in game number 7. And in the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds, the Raptors have run off a 12-0 scheme against the 76ers. Emptying the bench, Kevin Ollie is in the game. Raja Bell, the rookie from American International, is in. Jermaine Jones with the bank shot, but it's too little too late. 99-80 the score. Toronto winning, leading I should say, but they headed for the victory. And there is Vince Carter on the bench. As we said at the beginning, this series has been an opera. And tonight is no exception. We're headed for a 7th game Sunday, so both Eastern Conference series going the limit, as the Hornets and Bucks will play in Milwaukee Sunday, and these teams will be in Philadelphia. And who will lead his team, Vince Carter or Allen Iverson? Tonight, Iverson only 1 of 6 in the fourth quarter, 6 of 24 in the game, scoring just 2 in the final quarter. Del Curry into the game. Curry not playing a role at all tonight. Keon Clark also sitting it out. Eric Montross.
Nice.
And Montross with the hook shot. Tracy Murray is into the game, and so Lenny Wilkens empties his bench.
Lenny has stayed with a 7-man rotation tonight because his guys did well, meaning Jerome Williams and Chris Childs off the bench. That was it. They all got the major minutes.
Kevin Ollie and Jerome Williams on the foul. Well, The three officials tonight, as we mentioned, Hugh Evans, Bernie Fryer, and Ronnie Nunn. What do they have in common other than the fact that they're working tonight's game? And Hubie Brown brought it up before the game.
Well, all three fellas were drafted by the NBA. Bernie Fryer played in the league with Portland. Hubie Evans was drafted by the old St. Louis Hawks, who became the Atlanta Hawks. And then Ronnie Nunn was drafted by the New York Knicks. All three of them outstanding college performers.
And an oddity. Murray with Montross, Curry.
Yeah, just spread them out here now.
Keon Clark.
Move the basketball, be unselfish.
And Michael Stewart seeing his first action in the playoffs. And Buford, Jones, and going up and getting the foul is Kevin Ollie. So the Philadelphia 76ers, who have gone 6 series in a row of 7-game affairs without winning. They have not won a best-of-7 since they reached the conference final in 1984-85 season when they lost to Boston in the Eastern Finals, and now up against it with a Game 7, but they'll be home for that one.
During the course of this season and in the early part of the playoffs, Toronto had won 4 straight games from Philadelphia. So you know that they have won at Philadelphia. Now, we all realize that a Game 7 is a different type of atmosphere, the pressure, the environment there in Philly. The people will be going bananas just like they have been here tonight. It will be a great setting.
And you also have to remember that the Toronto Raptors, as Ollie feeds Bell, gets Jones with the basket. You have to also remember that the Raptors have done it before. They were down to the Knicks.
That's right.
And they won at home and won on the road and won the best-of-5 against the experienced playoff New York Knicks in round 1.
This has just been a great series. It's been up and down. The star players have played like stars. They've had their frustrating moments, but the majority of times they've been on top of their games.
And when their stars had to deliver, they delivered. 101-89, and a standing ovation for the crowd here as the Raptors, who are resilient amidst all the squawking and all the criticism of their coaches, players talking maybe too much, it doesn't matter. They're resilient enough to come back and play hard and win.
Excellent point, Dick. You're just happy for the franchise. You're happy for the city. You're happy for all the fans who are in here this evening, and then most of all for the coaching staff for Toronto and their players. They've been able to play big in the big one.
So the Toronto Raptors have even the best-of-7 at 3-3, and the Eastern Conference has been treated to 2 great semifinal series without question, as the Raptors win 101-89, sending it to a Game 7 in Philadelphia on Sunday.
It was a resounding 101-89 victory for the Raptors, not just because of their rebound from 2 horrible losses. Not just because they held on after nearly squandering a 15-point halftime lead. And not just because they held Allen Iverson to 6 of 24 shooting and 20 points. It was such an impressive victory because the Raptors had played with their backs to the wall, as they had in the New York series, and stayed alive. Vince Carter scored 39 spectacular points, and Morris Peterson, who had barely played in 2 weeks, contributed 17, including the 2 clutch 3-pointers at the beginning of the 4th quarter when the lead was at its most tenuous. The Raptors had earned the right to play in the franchise's first Game 7.